You thought you had love, but what you really had was a performance. She played the role well. Smiles, promises, maybe even affection. But something never felt solid. That emptiness you carried wasn't your imagination. It was the truth trying to break through. Because love can't be faked forever. And when it's not real, the cracks eventually show. If you've been left broken and confused, it's time to stop searching for what went wrong and start seeing what was missing. Today, I'll reveal 11 signs she never really loved you. These signs aren't about blame, they're about clarity. They'll give you the closure she never offered. And the very first sign explains why all your sacrifices fell on deaf ears. Number 1, she never appreciated your efforts. You bent over backwards trying to make it work. You apologized when you weren't even the one at fault. You stayed available around the clock, hoping that your presence would soften her indifference. You bought her gifts. You planned dates. You carried the weight of the relationship on your shoulders. But no matter how much you gave, it was never enough for her. She dismissed your gestures, minimized your sacrifices, and acted as if your devotion was owed to her. Here's the truth. When a woman truly loves a man, she doesn't overlook his effort. She sees it. She values it. She feels grateful that someone is willing to stand beside her and invest in her happiness. Appreciation is the natural language of love. Indifference, on the other hand, is a silent rejection. If she never once acknowledged what you did, never thanked you, never showed recognition, never made you feel like your sacrifices mattered, then you weren't in love. You were in servitude, and that's not romance. It's exploitation. The harsh reality is that love cannot survive in a vacuum of gratitude. Without recognition, your giving becomes draining, and your devotion turns into resentment. The fact that she let you pour yourself out without ever filling you back even a little is the clearest sign. She never loved you. She only consumed what you offered until you had nothing left. Number 2, she never considered your needs. In every healthy relationship, there's a balance. You give, and you also receive. Your needs matter just as much as hers. But when you were with her, your needs were treated like an inconvenience. The moment you voiced what you wanted, whether it was time, affection, or simple respect, she turned it against you. She accused you of being selfish, uncaring, or making everything about yourself. That's manipulation in its rawest form. Because love doesn't punish a man for having needs. Love listens. Love tries. A woman who genuinely cares about you will at least attempt to meet you halfway, even if she can't give you everything. She'll want to understand what matters to you because your happiness matters to her. But in your story, she made your needs invisible. She put herself at the center, and you became nothing more than a supporting character in her play. And here's the brutal truth. If she never even paused to consider what you needed to feel fulfilled, then she never saw you as a partner. She saw you as a resource. Stop excusing it. Stop telling yourself you were too demanding. You weren't. You were asking for the bare minimum in love. To be acknowledged, to be considered, to be cared for. If she couldn't offer even that, then she never loved you. She loved herself, and only herself. Number 3, she never tried to resolve conflicts. Every couple fights. Disagreements are normal. What defines real love is not the absence of conflict, but the willingness to work through it. A woman who cares about you will argue, cry, negotiate. She'll do whatever it takes to protect the bond because the relationship matters to her. But with her, it was different. Every argument ended in silence or blame. She never took responsibility, never sought resolution, never asked, "How do we fix this?" Instead, she let issues pile up until they poisoned everything between you. And while you were losing sleep trying to find solutions, she carried on like nothing happened. That's not love. That's indifference. A woman who loves you cannot stand to see you in pain. She cannot stand the distance created by unresolved conflict, but she was comfortable with it. Comfortable with your hurt. Comfortable with the cracks widening. Why? Because she wasn't invested in saving what you had. Here's the reality. Ignoring problems is its own answer. When someone refuses to repair, it's because they don't care if it breaks. And if she repeatedly walked away from conflict without making an effort to mend it, she wasn't protecting the relationship. She was letting it die. Don't mistake her silence for strength. Don't romanticize her avoidance as peace. It was neglect, and it proves she never loved you enough to fight for you. Number 4, she never talked about the future. Think back to your time with her. Did she ever ask where the relationship was heading? Did she ever talk about plans, commitments, or building something with you beyond the present moment? If the answer is no, that silence wasn't accidental. It was deliberate. Women who are genuinely in love don't stay vague about the future. They want to know if you're serious, if you see them as part of your long-term vision. Even the smallest gestures, mentioning trips, dreaming about a home, talking about marriage or children are signs that she sees you as part of her life story. But if she constantly avoided the topic, changed the subject, or dismissed it with excuses, it's because she never intended to keep you in that picture. That avoidance wasn't about being carefree or going with the flow. It was about keeping you temporary. You were convenient in the moment, but never essential in her future. She didn't want to build. She just wanted to consume what you provided until she was ready to move on. The truth is brutal but clear. When a woman loves you, she cannot help but imagine tomorrow with you. And when she doesn't, when she resists every conversation about the future, you're not her partner. You're her placeholder. Stop pretending it was just bad timing. It wasn't. If she never saw you in her future, then she never truly loved you in the present. Number 5, she never valued you as a man. Love is more than attraction. It's about recognition, seeing who you are at your core, and cherishing it. A woman who truly loves a man will admire his character, respect his strengths, and even accept his flaws. She'll encourage him to grow, not diminish him. She'll make him feel that his presence has meaning. But with her, it was different. Your talents went unnoticed. Your achievements were downplayed. The very qualities that make you unique, your drive, your humor, your resilience, meant nothing to her. Instead of celebrating who you are, she criticized, belittled, or simply ignored it. And when someone ignores your essence, what they're really telling you is this: they don't care about you, only about what you can provide. That's not love, that's disregard. A partner who truly loves you doesn't make you feel inadequate. She doesn't silence your voice or laugh at your dreams. She doesn't treat your identity as disposable. Real love amplifies your value. It never erases it. So if you constantly felt invisible next to her, if you felt like no matter what you brought to the table, it was never acknowledged, then accept this painful truth. She didn't love you. Because a woman who loves you will make you feel seen, respected, and valued as a man. Anything less is not love. It's exploitation disguised as affection. Number 6, she never showed any jealousy. A little jealousy isn't toxic. It's natural. It's proof that someone cares enough to fear losing you. A woman in love doesn't have to be dramatic or possessive, but she will feel a spark of concern when another woman tries to get your attention. That spark is the heartbeat of love. But think about her. Did she ever flinch when you spoke to another woman? Did she ever show even the slightest discomfort when others admired you? Or did she sit there unbothered as if it didn't matter whether you belonged to her or to someone else? That wasn't confidence, that was detachment. When a woman truly values you, she protects her place in your life. She wants to keep her bond with you secure. But when she shows no reaction at all, when she's completely indifferent, it signals something harsh. You were never important enough to stir her emotions. Her lack of jealousy wasn't maturity. It was apathy. And here's the painful truth. A love that never reacts is not love at all. Because emotions can't stay silent when someone we care for is at risk of slipping away. If she didn't blink when your attention shifted, it wasn't strength. It was absence. So, stop telling yourself she was just secure. No, she was detached. And if she didn't fear losing you, it's because she never truly felt you were hers to lose. Number 7, she wasn't there in your darkest moments. Love isn't tested when life is easy. Anyone can stay when the sun is shining. The real test comes in the storm. When you're down, broken, or struggling to hold yourself together, that's when you discover if she loves you or if she only loves what you can give her. Think back when you faced setbacks, losing a job, financial struggles, health scares, or moments of weakness. Where was she? Did she stand by your side? Did she offer comfort, encouragement, or even just her presence? Or did she disappear, leaving you to face your battles alone? A woman who truly loves a man doesn't vanish when things get hard. She doesn't treat his pain as an inconvenience. She steps closer. She becomes his strength when he has none left. That's what commitment looks like. That's what love is built on. But if she wasn't there, if she distanced herself every time life tested you, then you were never her partner. You were her convenience. She was happy to share the sunshine, but never willing to endure the rain. Here's the hard truth. If she couldn't walk with you in the dark, she never deserved you in the light. Stop excusing her absence as she didn't know how to help. Love doesn't always have answers, but love never abandons. If she left you alone in your darkest hours, she never truly loved you. Number 8. She preferred others over you. In love, priority is everything. Who someone chooses to spend their time with reveals where their heart truly lies. A woman who loves you wants to share her world with you, her free time, her celebrations, her ordinary moments. She doesn't constantly seek excuses to be elsewhere, but with her, you noticed a pattern. She always had time for friends, coworkers, or social events, yet somehow she never had time for you. Plans with you were negotiable, but plans with others were non-negotiable. And when you confronted her, she brushed it off, telling you not to be clingy or demanding. Here's the reality. Nobody is ever too busy for the person they truly care about. When you matter, they make space. When you don't, they fill their calendar with everyone else. Her behavior told you the truth long before her words did. You were not her priority. You were an option. And that stings, doesn't it? Because deep down, you gave her first place in your life while she kept you in the background of hers. That imbalance is not love, that's convenience. So stop deceiving yourself with excuses like she's just social or she values independence. A woman who loves you might enjoy her freedom, but she never lets you feel like a burden. If she consistently chose others over you, then you were never truly her choice at all. Number 9, she cut off all contact after the breakup. When two people share real love, even a breakup doesn't erase that bond overnight. There's usually a message, a call, a confrontation, something that shows the emotions were real, even if things didn't work out. Love leaves traces even in its ending. But she vanished. No text, no call, no attempt to close the chapter. It was as if you never existed. That silence wasn't strength. It was indifference. Because when a woman loves you, she can't just erase you like a number from her phone. She feels the need to express the pain, the disappointment, the final goodbye. Her complete disappearance told you something deeper than words ever could. You didn't matter enough for her to look back. You were not a chapter she cherished. You were a page she ripped out without hesitation, and I know that realization cuts deep. You're left questioning if any of it was real. But here's the truth you need to face. If she could walk away without even a trace of emotion, she never truly loved you. Love demands closure. Love leaves echoes. Her silence wasn't healing. It was proof there was nothing genuine to begin with. So stop waiting for that message. Stop hoping for a sign. None is coming because to her there was nothing to lose. And that is the most painful, but also the most liberating truth. Number 10. She cared more about material things. Love isn't measured by gifts, money, or status. It's measured by how someone treats you when there's nothing material to gain. A woman who loves you will value your presence, your character, and your effort, not just the lifestyle you can provide. But with her, everything revolved around what you gave, not who you were. The dinners, the trips, the gifts. You noticed that her affection seemed to rise and fall with the size of your wallet. When you provided, she was satisfied. When you stopped, her interest faded. That's not love. That's a transaction. Think about it. Did she ever light up simply because of your smile? Or was it only when you pulled out your credit card? Did she ever spend quality time with you for the sake of connection? Or did she always need something material in exchange? If her affection had a price tag, then it was never affection. It was strategy. Here's the brutal truth. Love can't be bought. If she only stayed because of what you could fund, then you weren't her partner. You were her provider. And when the benefits dried up, so did her presence. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't call it her love language. Real love language is care, respect, support. What she practiced was opportunism. And if material things mattered more to her than your heart, then she never truly loved you. She only loved the lifestyle you could supply. Number 11. You never truly felt loved. Strip away all the excuses, all the rationalizations, all the moments you replay in your head, and focus on the truth you carry deep inside. From the very beginning, something felt missing. No matter how much effort you put in, no matter how much time you gave, you never felt truly loved. And that feeling matters more than anything else, because when a woman loves you, you don't have to second guess it. You feel it in her touch, her words, her actions. You feel it in the way she looks at you, the way she shows up, the way she fights for you. Love is undeniable. It surrounds you, it strengthens you, it leaves no room for doubt. But with her, doubt was constant. You kept asking yourself if you were enough, if she really cared, if the relationship meant as much to her as it did to you. That uncertainty wasn't paranoia. It was truth trying to break through. Your soul knew the answer long before your mind wanted to admit it. The hardest reality to face is this. If you never felt loved, then you weren't loved. Real love doesn't hide. It doesn't leave you empty, questioning, or begging for scraps of affection. Real love makes you secure. And if you never had that, then the relationship was never love. It was an illusion. Accept it. Stop denying it. Because the moment you embrace this truth, you free yourself from the lie you've been living. When you step back and look at the full picture, the signs were always there. 11 undeniable truths that point to the same conclusion. She never really loved you, and I know that's hard to accept. It cuts deep. It feels like the ground has been pulled out from beneath your feet. But sometimes, the harshest truth is also the one that sets you free. Because here's the reality. You don't lose when someone who never loved you walks away. You win clarity. You win back your dignity. You reclaim the time, energy, and devotion you were wasting on a woman who was never truly yours. The pain you feel right now isn't the pain of losing love. It's the pain of losing an illusion. And illusions are meant to be shattered. Don't let nostalgia trick you. Don't let loneliness convince you to romanticize what was never real. Love is not silence, neglect, or exploitation. Love doesn't vanish when life gets difficult. Love doesn't make you feel invisible. Love doesn't need to be begged for. If you had to question it every day, then it wasn't love. It was attachment, convenience, or manipulation. And now you know better. That knowledge is power. You are free to walk forward, free to demand more, free to only accept a love that lifts you up instead of draining you dry. The man who sees the truth cannot be fooled again. So let this be your wake-up call. Don't chase what's gone. Don't mourn what was never real. Step into your worth and refuse to settle for anything less than true love. If this message hit you, if it opened your eyes, then do something with it. Subscribe to this channel, share it with another man who needs to hear it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's make sure no man stays blind to the signs ever again.